What is up? This is Brent Hess with SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Thursday, September 12th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG, one word, on UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. I recommend doing that if you have not gotten an Underdog app yet. One, there's tons of promos every day, and two, if you use that code, you get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you load $2,000 onto your account, you'll get $1,000 extra to play with. If you put $100 on, you'll get $50 extra to play with. So it's a great promo. Definitely recommend it if you are not on Underdog yet. All right, let's get to our slip today. We have a slip that we put out yesterday that's for Thursday football. I added another one for Thursday football today. I'm just loving Thursday football here. I have bets on these games already. I've got player props on these games already. So I added another slip today, and this one is all NFL. So we're going with Tyreek Hill to have higher than 0.5 rush plus receiving touchdowns. You know, the man is unstoppable. The Bills D, not good. I'm not impressed by it at all. And we already have, from yesterday's slip, Tua Tagovailoa higher than 1.5 touchdown passes. So that's good synergy. So we got Tyreek Hill higher than half of a touchdown in this one. Flat multiplier, good value. He is obviously a guy who scores from anywhere on the field, literally from the 1 yard line. He can beat anyone to the other goal line. That is what you're getting with Tyreek Hill. Next, we're going to De'V'on Achane higher than half of a touchdown against the Bills as well. Achane is dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury this week. I don't think it's anything serious. I think it's just early season caution. He's not putting too much pressure on it at practice. Obviously, check in before the game starts. If he's out, then you can flop in, Javen Wright or Jeff Wilson Jr., probably Jeff Wilson Jr. He has a lot of people are calling for Wright. They want to see the young player play. Jeff Wilson's been in this system for a long time, and he's performed in this system a long time. So if Achane is out, put Wilson in here. You'll get a good multiplier on it. He is going to be the lead back. I know that everyone's excited about the young rookie. We're 2 weeks into the season, and this is a short turnaround game. They need someone they can trust back there. It'll be Jeff Wilson if it's not De'Von Achane. Obviously, Raheem Mostert is already out of there, but I'm very confident that Achane is going to play, and his lack of practice this week is more about caution than anything serious. Last one, we're going to Curtis Samuel, higher than 2.0 receiving yards. He is a Bills wide receiver, if you weren't aware. He's former Commander. If you do not know what Curtis Samuel is, he's a short yardage receiver. He's, around the line of scrimmage. He had 2 catches last week in week 1. Basically, if you've been listening to the show, you know that I've been concerned about Josh Allen's willingness to take hits, willingness to run, willingness to do whatever in this game, that could cause him to get hit. He hurt his non-throwing hand last week. Nothing serious yet, but again, I think that the message from the team is, hey, Josh, limit the hits, limit the contact, get the ball out quick. If you get the ball out quick, you know who you're getting it to? You're getting it to Curtis Samuel. Again, he had 2 last week, so you do have that push equity if you had 2 last week. I think that there should be at least 2 short passes to Curtis Samuel in this one. He's one of the few playmakers they have who can kind of make something out of nothing. He's also he's a former Commander. He's also a former Carolina Panther, which, looky for him, he's gotten off of 2 terrible teams and gotten to the Bills, who actually have winning seasons every year. So good for Curtis Samuel. These 3 plays together are all standard, so it is a 6x slip. If you put Tyreek Hill touchdown with De'Von Achane touchdown with Curtis Samuel higher than 2.0 receptions, again, we could be pushing 2 in the first half on this one. I'm really confident that Samuel is going to be a part of the game plan this week just because they want the ball out of Allen's hand quickly, and Samuel is the guy who is making those plays around the line of scrimmage. All right. I'm going to quickly just go over yesterday's slip and tell you why it's important to try to get some of these primetime game slips early and often. I released this one on Wednesday morning. Now it's Thursday morning. When I released it, it was 8.34x. The slip is currently 6.45x. So I was, closing line value. It doesn't matter if you lose. But it's obviously way better value when you get 8.34x versus 6.4x, almost 2 extra, almost 200% more on your investment. So let's go with that slip again. I had James Cook higher than receiving plus rushing touchdown. That is good because I think that Josh Allen isn't going to be carrying the ball as much, and they're going to try to protect him around the goal line. Next, I'm going to be taking Tua higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I don't think the Bills' defense is very good. I think there's too many offensive playmakers, too many passing threats for the Bills to match up with. I think there's going to be a lot of open space, and I believe that Tua is going to have 2+ passing touchdowns in this game. Next, we're going to Yordan McCloud. He's the Texas State QB. Texas State is hosting Arizona State this Thursday evening. It's kind of a crazy spot. You got a power school coming on the road to Texas State, who is a school that doesn't host anybody. They really don't host anybody. I mean, I think it's the first Power 5 school to ever come to Texas State. So this is a big one, and I think that McCloud is a really good quarterback. He started for James Madison last year. Obviously, they had a really good year under Coach Kirk Cignetti. Cignetti left. McCloud transferred to Texas State to get with G.J. Kinney, who is obviously a good offensive mind, has a good offensive system down there. So McCloud joined the Texas State Bobcats down in San Marcos, higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. So that is the play on Yordan McCloud here. Again, yesterday when I logged this in, James Cook higher than half of receiving plus rushing touchdown, Tua higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Yordan McCloud higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. It was 8.34x. Now Tua is a 0.86 multiplier. Yesterday he was a 1x multiplier. Now McCloud is a 0.9x multiplier. Obviously, getting him at a 1x multiplier was better. And then James Cook's down to 1.39x multiplier. I think we got closer to 1.45 yesterday. So we definitely got lots of value on this slip. It stinks that it moved, but again, that's why I try to give out these games that I know a lot of people are going to be watching early, a couple days early, because you do get value on it and you get a little bit extra return if it actually hits. And again, I like this, and especially when you tie it with the show slip from today with the Hill TD, the Achane TD, and the Curtis Samuel receptions, you're giving yourself a lot of outs, and you'll also notice that both of those slips have starting running backs to take advantage of vulture protection on Underdog, which means if your slip only loses because of one leg and it's because your running back didn't score a touchdown and somebody else on their team scored a rushing touchdown from inside the 10-yard line, you get that slip back. You get your money back on that. Vulture protection is amazing. It's huge plus EV play on these underdog slips. Again, it's hard to hit them. It's nice to have extra outs. Again, especially when you got Josh Allen in the backfield, who is a guy who sometimes tries to, steal the running back's glory and sneak it in from inside the 5-yard line. And when I say sneak, I mean more like he rolls out and then makes an edge defender miss and then dives over the goal line and gets hit along the way. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. The whole point is using these running backs on your football slips in NFL is just kind of a must-do proposition. As long as that promo is on Underdog, you got to use it because it is a great way to get your money back if somehow you get your TD vultured from one of these starting running backs. All right, last thing of the day. I should talk about Underdog a little more, but I just went on that rant organically about vulture protection. But also, there is a CeeDee Lamb prop for a pick for Sunday, which is higher than half of a receiving yard. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to get a receiving yard in this game. It's only a $10 max risk on that one. So I would obviously recommend trying to tie it with something a little longer, like a couple other guys who score touchdowns. But yeah, I think that you need to take advantage of all those on Underdog as well, because that helps you really maintain a bankroll. I play every promo on Underdog. I get a nice little return on it because it just keeps the account full. I'm not reloading all the time. Even though you can only risk $10 on those small slips, I usually try to get them up to like 7 to 15x each time, and I've hit quite a few in my day. Let me, maybe I'll put out another video. I haven't had a short video for a long time on Underdog, so by Sunday, let's make that a goal. I'll put out a CeeDee Lamb slip. All right. Oh, and so I'll tie that in with UFC 306. I mean, there's so many good opportunities on there for finishes and other Underdog UFC picks that people don't necessarily take advantage of. I'll tell you right now, taking advantage of significant strikes on the Underdog markets is a great advantage play because their numbers are way off very, very often. All right, let's get to the Dong Squad. But first, I just want to say, what did I do to you, Tommy Edman? It was 2 days ago. It was on Monday. I had Tommy Edman on the Dong Squad against Kyle Hendricks. Didn't get a home run. He hasn't had a home run on the year. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, he has 2 home run games in both games back to back. I literally put him on the slip. Doesn't get a home run. Next game, 2 home runs. The following game, 2 home runs. Now, Tommy Edman's just going to hit home run every day, I guess, and I'll never put him on the slip because he disrespected me by saving his power till I didn't have him. But all right, enough with the old. Let's get to the new. We're going to Brent Rooker. Can't fade the god of the AL hitting. Basically, since the All-Star break, obviously Bobby Witt is in the question of or in the equation for the best hitter in the AL since the break. But Brent Rooker is right there. He's facing against Framber Valdez. He's got a home run versus him in the past. And again, I don't care. Brent can hit on anybody. He is an elite hitter. People don't notice because he's on the A's, but he is legit. That said, I'm also going to take another legit hitter on the other side of the ball. I'm going to be taking Yordan Alvarez to have higher than half of a home run against Mitch Spence, who's starting for the A's. Obviously, Yordan can swing against anybody. He's a lefty. Spence is a righty. It makes sense. Home game, playing at Tropicana, or Minute Maid, I should say. And then last one, Adolis Garcia versus Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller, I don't like the way that he gives up hard contact. I like that Adolis Garcia has maybe gotten better in the second half of the season by slugging percentage, or at least a little bit better because he started so poorly. Adolis Garcia hit one off of Miller early on in this season when they faced off. Let's see if he keeps that up here. All right, this Dong Squad slip, these home run picks. If it goes 3 out of 3, you get 45.53x return on your money. If it goes 2 out of 3, you get 8.07x. That's all I got for you today. Let's make some money.